COILIB for my business has really been a point of growth because I've seen my business move from one point to another. And you know, with COILIB, you get to understand the business aspect of it and how to make money.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate. We hustle.
We go through.
Access granted.
We win.
We lose.
Access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
In everything, we dust ourselves.
We are the majority.
You want to tell me just what we're dealing with here?
If you haven't guessed by now, I'll tell you who we are.
It's me. Hi.
We are the empowered youth.
On air, underground.
And this is our podcast, the EY Podcast.
Turn it up. Let the speakers boom.
Go!
I want to recommend very highly COILIB to every youth out there who has an idea that they want to bring on board. This is a place where you'll be incubated, so to say. You, irrespective of how rugged you feel your idea is, you come to this place and we will continuously work on you to make sure that the idea that you have is refined and at least you become the person.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate. We hustle.
We go through.
Access granted.
We win.
We lose.
Access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
In everything, we dust ourselves.
We are the majority.
You want to tell me just what we're dealing with here?
If you haven't guessed by now, I'll tell you who we are.
It's me. Hi.
We are the empowered youth.
On air, underground.
And this is our podcast, the EY Podcast.
Turn it up. Let the speakers boom.
Go!
COILIB for my business has really been a point of growth because I've seen my business move from one point to another. And you know, with COILIB, you get to understand the business aspect of it and how to make money.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
Shabash! Na kama wanavyosema, usijenge ukweni hata kama umeuziwa shamba na baba mkwe. Ndio kauli inayotufungulia vishindo, hoja, siasa, dini, tamaduni, uchumi na mengine mengi yanayohusu vijana, haswa wale wa vyuo. Na maanisha nini? Urejeo mpya wa sehemu ya Meza Moto umedunda tena kila siku ya Ijumaa. Ungana nami Daniel Kihoro ili tusemezane, tuchambue na kudurusu maswala.
In Egerton University have just kicked off, and in less than a fortnight we are going to have the new set of student leaders. And again, we have our leaders with us here today, and they have deliberated and come out and said that they want to contest for the Faculty Science Congress positions. And with us today, we are so much privileged to have our guests with us. We have 4 of them, but one of them is on his way. From my right hand side, we have Mr. Edwin Ogweno, we have Madam Matanu Assumpta, and we have Mr. Shadrach over there. For just a rough question, gentlemen and lady, what is the driving force, your passion? What made you think that you are the best? Out of all the heads in the faculty, you decided to take a bold step and a deliberate step and say that this is your time and you have to go for the seat. From my right, Mr. Edwin.
Okay. Edwin, as the interviewer has said, so what motivated me to contest for the Faculty of Science Congress is I saw it wise that there was opportunity for us to undergo another democratic process after every one academic year, and being that I know I'm a competent leader, and I want to be a leader, even if it is not in Egerton University, in the outside world. I saw it wise I start from here so that I nurture my leadership skills, so that when I go outside, I have a foundation from here.
Miss Assumpta.
Okay. I'm Assumpta Mutanu. A correction, please. The reason as to why I've filed Congress Faculty of Science is that I've keenly observed our faculty, and I've seen there is a gap whereby as a faculty, since the elections, we had Alfida, we had Gabriel, Aziz, and you can see there is no lady. And I have come out as a lady to encourage, and also to encourage all the ladies in our faculty to make sure that we as ladies, we can get this position. That's the reason as to why I've come up as a lady to get this seat. Thank you.
This is interesting. So you're out here not for the heart of the comrades, but because there's never been a lady in history. Wow.
Okay. No, that's one thing. Another thing, I'm here, and also I have that ambition to work for my people in the faculty. I'm sure I'm going to deliver if you guys in our faculty, you are going to elect me. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Shadrach, what's your take on the same?
Okay, good afternoon. I'm known to be Shadrach Makori. I'm one of the aspirants. Number one, leadership is my passion. Number two, I have worked as a representative, and I want to increase the scope of the people I'm leading to make the science work. Thank you.
Wow. Finalizing on Ms. Assumpta. Out of all the men, gentlemen, and you know it's hard for you to balance the thing. How do you balance it? You as a lady, how do you make it?
Come up again.
Despite the fact that you are contesting the same seat with different men,
okay,
and all these men are out here bold. You as a lady, you see, you come from nowhere and you say, now I want to make the voice of the ladies to be heard out here, and you want to run the faculty. What's your driving force?
Okay. About that, I'm a leadership in nature, and I have that motive skills to work for my people. So contesting with this gentleman, it doesn't mean that I cannot make. Yeah.
You are a leader, or you are a leader in nature, or you are a leadership in nature?
Leadership.
You are a leadership in nature. Oh, that's new. Anyway. Okay. Wow. So let me get to the first point of our discussion today. Mr. Shadrach, in the first manifesto, Mr. Shadrach, Mr. Mutanu, Mr. Edwin, you people talked about academic trips. Ms. Mutanu, what do you have for us about academic trips?
Okay, about academic trips, already people have gone for academic trips. I can't deny about it, but I want to encourage others who have not gone for these academic trips. At least they maneuver to get there.
So that's why it's in your manifesto.
Yes.
Okay, good. Ms. Edwin.
Okay, I chose academic trips as one of my manifestos, being that you know, when the people who are designing these units, there are units that they design that there must be academic trips. So there are times on a you get there are sometimes maybe a lecturer neglects taking some students to academic trips, and it was designed so that these students should go to academic trips. So I saw this And I said, like, when I become a class rep, I advocate for these people who haven't been taken to academic trips, but the units are designed for academic trips.
Just a correction, a clarity. When you become a class rep, are you
No,
contesting
when,
for class?
no, excuse. When I become a Congress, I advocate with the class reps for those units who are meant to go for academic trips, that they are unable to go to academic trips, maybe because their lecturer have neglected it or what. So that I advocate with the dean's faculty on the COD, so that they manage to go to those academic trips. Another thing is there are some courses who doesn't have these academic trips as in their unit. So you can't just get out of Egerton minus going and getting exposure. Example is people are doing statistics and actual science. In our courses up to third year that I've learned, we've never had academic trips. So maybe when they reach for theirs, let them just even go somewhere and see what is happening in these insurance firms or these things, the statistic firms, so that at least they see whatever is happening in the outside world, and whatever they are being taught in class. So maybe the finances of the administration, maybe the finances of the school are inadequate, but we can always sit down and negotiate on these issues. Yeah, so that's why I saw it wise to include academic trips as one of my manifestos.
Okay, gentlemen and lady, we know that we have different associations within the faculty. We have associations that participate and partake different roles, and we have associations that are there for different objectives. Perhaps, Mr. Shadrach, any association that you know is dormant in the faculty? Any three?
Okay, to be clear, number one is FOSA. FOSA is dormant.
What is FOSA? Just for someone who doesn't know.
FOSA means Faculty of Science Student Association. Number two, we want to revive that association, for example, the Statistics Bureau of Egerton University. And number three, Computer Science Club of Egerton University.
So far you are there as a for you to know that they are dormant, you have been a member.
No, but I share with.
But you can't say they're dormant and you're not a member. How do you know they're dormant?
Number one, I normally share my views with all the people in the faculty. For example, for FOSA is a whole faculty club or association. The views I get from them tell me that the club is asleep, in quotes.
Just a clarity, which club are you in the faculty?
FOSA.
FOSA, but you said you're not in any club. Again, you're in FOSA. Anyway, it's fine. So how are you going to activate the faculty clubs and associations?
Number one, they must have events. For example, you cannot put an event towards the end of the semester. The event must be at the start of the semester for people to prepare themselves, all to balance between studies and the events. Number two, we can try to raise some amount of money through the patron or even the well-wishers. Yes.
Okay. On the issues clubs, again, Mr. Shadrach, Mr. Edwin, sorry, you talked about clubs. What about it?
Okay. Our clubs, me actually, I'm a member of Egerton University Actuarial Students Association, and I'm also a leader there. The club is dormant. Another club that I'm active in is the FOSA. The main reason why I want to activate these clubs.
You said you're a leader in the Actuarial Science Club.
Yeah, I'm a class rep. I'm not an executive, but I'm a class. So class reps automatically becomes members of the leaders of the club, but I'm not in the executive. You know, the decisions are made in the executive. Okay. Yeah, so I'm also a member of FOSA. So the main reason why I want to activate these clubs is the example of FOSA. They are leaders who are not elected. They were just appointed by the outgoing Congress, but they haven't delivered anything up to now. So I want to make sure when I get the seat, the first thing to elect leaders, to make the comrades participate in the election of the FOSA leaders. After that, we delegate duties among the elected leaders of the FOSA.
But surely, gentlemen, your predecessor, Mr. Aziz, was just here in live show and said that his major achievement is the resurrection of FOSA. And you are here saying that it's dead. So is someone's achievement dead, or what are you people trying to insinuate? Everyone here. Who is lying to who? Who is lying to the comrades? Is it you or him?
Okay, on that, The FOSA has not been active since it was Aziz came to power. He is the one who appointed the current leaders of FOSA, of which they haven't done anything. We haven't have even a single meeting where we discuss serious matters. The last meeting.
You're also a leader there?
I'm not a leader in FOSA. I'm a member of FOSA.
And how do you know you are a member, David, yet you've not even had a meeting? How do you know the fellow members?
They called for meetings, for example, for class reps who are members of FOSA. But the issue that we're discussing there is about the issue of finances. When we became members, everyone contributed 200 shillings to the FOSA. So some were asking where this money went to. So like that is the meeting I think we had that I actively participated in.
Yes, Mr. Sumta, your take on the same. You said you are going to have takes on forums. Yeah, what about that?
Okay. About that manifesto, it's about open forums and mentorship sessions. About mentorship sessions, we are going to, according to me, I'm going to bring out some successful people who have achieved in life, people who are relevant to our Faculty of Science, who have already done some courses in our faculty. And these people will come up to mentor our students in our faculty.
Yeah, just for instance, maybe a name of someone or names of people you think have made it, because you used people who have made it in your faculty.
Okay. People who have made it in our faculty.
The people you'll call, yeah?
Yes. These are people.
No, their names.
Their names. Yeah. Okay. We have Dr. Albori. We are not talking about the fact that they come from this university. They can also come from different areas. Is that correct?
So who is he? Just a viewer, innocent viewer wants to know.
Okay. This is a statistician. He has done statistics in Egerton University. Yes.
Yeah, again, we're going to talk about, let me say, missing marks.
Yes.
And we had the majority of you people say that you're going to tackle missing marks and receipts. Maybe you talked about it, Mr. Sumta. Mr. Shadrack, you talked about missing marks. You talked about, missing marks. Maybe what are some of the causes of missing marks? What are some of the causes that accrue to a missing mark, so that a comrade, and also its comrade out there, can know if he or she does this, it will accrue to a missing mark?
Okay. We know that the university has transformed from receipts to retake mode of education, and this transition.
No, my question is, what are some of the causes?
Okay, we have missing marks which are genuine, and other missing marks which are not genuine.
I didn't ask for categories
yes.
of missing marks. Causes, what causes, what if I do will make me have a missing mark?
Okay, what you are going to do to have a missing mark? Okay, missing mark is a fault. It's like you have done your exams and all of a sudden you find that you have a missing mark. Or else you have not done Cat 1. It is automatic that you are going to get a missing mark. You have not done Cat 1 or Cat 2. That you are going to get a missing mark. And also, you can also done Cat 1 and Cat 2, and also you do your exam, and at some point you find that you have a missing mark. That is, yeah.
So okay, maybe any leader, because all of us are leaders, and maybe you will tackle such a situation. So what accrues to a missing mark?
Okay. With my knowledge, someone gets a missing marks, maybe the booklet has disappeared, or the person didn't do Cat 1 or any other cat. That one you automatically get a missing mark. Yeah.
So okay, how are you going to curtail this situation, missing marks, now that it's in your manifesto, Mr. Sumta?
Okay. About the missing marks.
Yeah, because there are students who have missing marks and they're watching you from your faculty. You are their savior. How are you going to save them?
Okay. The missing mark whereby you have done Cat 1, Cat 2, and also you have done also the main exam, and maybe your booklet has get lost. I'll make sure that you guys, whoever has a missing mark, which is genuine, just contact me so that we can make a follow-up to the
But sure, let me use your example. You've said your
Yes.
booklet has gotten lost.
Exactly.
Of course, when I report I have a missing mark and there's no booklet. So how will they help me? There's no booklet there.
Okay, when we are doing an exam, there's usually that list that go around. The list shows that you have done the exam. So that list, we are going to use it so that we can know that this person has done the exam or else he has not done.
Okay, but surely let us be realistic here.
Yes.
These issues, missing marks, these things have been there. It has been time immemorial. It has never been solved. And that's why it's still into existence. Missing marks maybe arise out of very many factors, not only one. I didn't write my name in the booklet to mean you can't find my booklet. I didn't do a cut. I didn't sit for the examination. Now, if I didn't sit for the examination, how are you going to help me? How are you going to solve the missing mark realistically? Do you think it's in the jurisdiction of a comrade to solve the missing mark?
Okay, about that, there is this personal fault that you have done. If you have not indicated your name in the booklet, there is no way I'm going to help you there.
Yeah, but that's a form of missing mark. It's in your manifesto. Anyway, highlight us on something about the missing marks.
Okay, number one. That's why in one of my agendas, I have mentorship activities. For the first years, whom we're waiting for in September, I may have, if I become the Congress, God willing, I may have mentorship programs whereby I advise them on the ways in which they must deal academically in this school. For example, that missing mark falls under academics. Number two, for the continuing students, most of them are affected by so many issues. For example, maybe the drug and substance abuse, and even economic. So what I do, I must remind them now and then in those mentorship activities so that they have that informed decision from the communication made in my meetings. Thank you.
Mr. Shadrach, you said in a manifesto you're going to also help you. Now that you've spoken about the welfare of the students, you talked about sports and creative arts. We have a Congress for sports and creative arts too. So are you a Congress of the faculty or sports Congress?
Thank you for that good question. But remember this, everything begins from the basic mode. For example, in the former years, we have been seeing whereby the faculty compete, but there are no maybe well-managed teams from the faculty level. As a Congress person in the Faculty of Science, I must make sure I organize teams from the faculty level because not everyone will be able to enter into the school team. Everything begins from the basic mode. Yes.
Okay, basically, let me just ask. This is a basic question. Now that we are all vying for the Congress position, you as a Congress, what's your role? Do we understand our roles as a Congress?
Yes.
For the faculty? Maybe you can highlight so that an innocent comrade can know when this happens to me, I should take it to you.
Okay. From the Constitution of EUSA, support Article number 33, support Article number 2, Article number 34, support Article number 2, page 33. It says like this. The roles of the Congresses are, the faculty Congresses are as follows. Number one, they act as the linkage between the students and the faculty administration. Number two, they raise their issues in the school parliament, that's the student parliament. Number three, they may be serve in the committees which they are assigned in the parliament of the EUSA.
So those are the roles?
Some of them.
Kindly repeat the clauses used.
In the EUSA Constitution, Article number 34, Article number 2. Yes, in the page number 33.
Okay.
Yes.
Meanwhile, let me get back to Madam Assumpta and Mr. Edwin over here. Mr. Edwin, you talked about attachment and internships. Have you gone for an attachment already? Yeah. Do you think about the issue of do you think the issue of attachment and internships is not visited on well?
Okay, in my manifesto, I didn't talk about attachment and internship.
This is just a question, a food for thought.
Okay, come up again.
Do you think this issue attachment, it is in Shadrach Makori's manifesto and Ms. Matanu's manifesto, this issue attachment and internships, do you think it's reasonable for them to talk about it as a comrade and as a student?
Okay, as a student, it might be difficult, but when when you get a chance to be at the Congress of Faculty of Science, we've seen in the other faculties like the education, FEDCOs, they are being given the places of attachment. But whatever is happening in the Faculty of Science, you are being given letters of attachment, and at the same time, not at the right time. They give you the letters at the latest, like they give you the letters late, so that like even getting those attachment becomes difficult. So maybe if they could, if they can, that issue, if they can solve that issue, so that the Faculty of Science comrades also to be given the attachment places like they do to the faculty of the FEDCOs, I think it will be great.
Yeah, now that you talked about the internship and the attachment issue, we've had Mr. Edwin give a brief light on the same. Kindly expound much.
Okay, thank you so much. About attachment and internship. In our faculty, we have let's talk about attachment. Attachment, some of our students in attachment, like S15 and S12, some of them are being given the places to go for attachment, but the rest of the students will find that they have not been given. So I'm 2.2, and come next semester, that is a new academic year, I will be 3.1. And this means that when I'll get 3.2, I will be looking for the attachment.
So personally, you've not attended, you've not gone for an attachment?
Yes. So if I get this position, I'm going to work with the CODs from each department, so that these CODs could at least find some places or some companies, so that they can get some slots for the students who will not have get the attachment.
So let me ask you a question. How do you know there is a problem in something you've not gone, you personally, you as Ms. Assumpta?
Okay, I've been interacting with some students who have like some students in 4th years, and also the others who are in 3rd years. But mostly in 4th years, most of them have told me that they have that challenge.
Okay, you're working with the rumors?
No.
Have you confirmed the allegations?
Exactly.
From the COD, from the dean?
I've confirmed with some students.
Students? You're working with students. Are they, okay, who sends students for attachments? Are they students themselves or administrators?
Okay, administrators.
But you confirming an allegation with the students, anyway, it's fine. Mr. Matanu, you take.
Okay, the same problem some weeks ago. For example, I'm going for my attachment in May this year. As a class rep, I intervened, and you can confirm from my classmates, to the CODs, to make sure that they get the school, maybe the school initiated attachment, so that they are streamlined in that not all of them can apply and get that attachment. Yes.
Maybe in the previous cohort, is there any individual who didn't go for an attachment?
Yes.
How many?
I may say one.
One?
He's a known person. Who is going with us, as he is the former Congress.
The former Congress didn't go for an attachment?
Yes.
Reasons?
He's going now.
You know the reasons. Are they personal reasons or affiliated to the...
I don't know the reasons, but maybe you ask the former.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Shadrack, again, on you said, we know after every time examinations are done in an institution, and you are in the second year?
Third year.
You have transgressed from one year to the other due to results.
Yes.
Because you have results. When schools go for holiday and they are reopened, every student is supposed to be transgressed from one position to the other, from 1 year to the other, to mean on time, right?
Yes.
Personally, you have been transforming from 1 year to the other. But here you have said you want to advocate for faster release of results. Which results are you releasing faster? And you personally, you've been going from year to year.
Let me confirm this. From the former regime, maybe that was led by Odero. The results were
no, the former one is Cynthia Wanini. You don't work on my friend. Here says.
Okay, let me say this. In the former regime, maybe
whose
led by
regime?
Cynthia Wanini.
Whose regime?
Cynthia Wanini.
You are saying Odero, so Brother, okay, go continue.
So from Cynthia Wanini regime, we have seen that there's improvement in processing of results. What I may do is to maintain that pace or else to increase the speed.
So what did they do to increase the speed, them, that you want to do?
For example, they decided that no one should progress to the next academic year with maybe missing marks or Fs. That one's a good idea.
So that was a decision from the student body?
No, by the school administration.
But you're using Cynthia Wanini's regime and she's a student.
Maybe,
you are misleading comrades, Mr. Shadrach.
Yes. So let me say this. I use that one for the clarity to my members of the faculty to understand it well. Yes.
Okay, though you've not answered my question anyway, just think about it. How are you going to enhance the faster release of the results from your side, considering the fact that people have been going? Madam Assumpta, you talked about transcripts. Just on a clarity note, you talked about receipts and missing marks and the improvement on learning equipment. How you as a comrade, as a Congress, how are you going to do this? How are you going to improve learning equipments?
Okay. Improvement of learning equipment. We have...
and which equipments are we talking about here?
Exactly. So, we have S11, S12, S15. They use labs. And in a confirmation, some students are complaining about lack of reagents while they are doing their practicals, and even some practicals they do not do because of lack of these reagents. We talk of reagents, also apparatus. So I'm going to enhance or else to talk to our dean together with the lab technicians. At least they know the problem. Actually, they know the problem that our students are facing with the labs, to ensure that these people will get a good learning environment.
Okay, I have a question across the three of you from a viewer. He's called Manuel. He says, this goes to Shadrach and Assumpta. None of you has had this information that the transcript is processed at the end of the year, not of the semester. So you have proven to us that you are not leaders. And please look for us for coaching before you disgrace us on live television. Please, if you have anything like missing mark or transcript on your agenda, please cancel it and go home. Again, he's saying, my friend Egerton University now has a policy that transcripts will always be out at the end of every academic year. This will ensure there is no missing mark, not what you are saying. What do you have to say to him?
About transcript, I've not talked about it.
Mr. Shadrach?
Yes, we know they are processed at the end of the academic year, and that's why we're waiting for the results at the end of this semester.
But you've said you in your manifesto, you timely processing of your transcripts. Again, you're changing.
But I did not say the time scale. I don't say maybe per semester or per academic year.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Gweno, God willing, you're a Congress. How will you solve this missing mark now that it is a go concern to members?
Okay. As a Congress, the issue of missing mark, how I can go about it is just the comrades must also be serious. You must do exams. The cuts, starting from the cuts and the main exams. And then if you did those things and you get a missing marks, that's when you can contact a Congress and then you go and discuss with the examinations department. If you really did the main exam, your name is there and the booklet number can be traced. So only when you are sure you did those exams. But if you didn't do either one of the cuts or you didn't do an exam and you come complain about the missing marks, then the Congress can't help you. Yeah.
So again, on your side, Mr. Gweno, in your manifesto you talked about clubs. You didn't give a clear, brief highlight how you're going to help these clubs that you said for lobbying for something from the clubs.
Okay, on the issue of clubs, as I had said, the clubs, our clubs are not active. One being that they don't have the active leaders, the leaders that are elected by the comrades to serve them in those various clubs. that's why some of them are not active. The leaders that were maybe appointed by the previous Congress, maybe they weren't having the willingness to lead. They didn't have that urge to lead. Like they were not just meant to lead. So when I get as a Congress, I'll make sure that the people aspire for these positions of the Faculty of Science Association, Students Association. They are people who have leadership skills and are elected by the comrades and members of that association. So I think that is one of the major ways that I can help put FOSA to be active again. Yeah.
Wow. Actually, it's a very interactive session. And maybe, Madam Assumpta, on you once again, this issue, improvement in learning equipment. You're talking about laboratories? Aren't there lab technicians? They are. So they're failing in their duty.
Okay, not really, but about those, we are talking about improvement. It means that these people have been doing a good job, but we are trying to improve for the best.
Okay. Wow. That's fine. In every institution, we have to have nice connection and correlation between students, staffs, and everyone in the faculty. Mr. Makori, you have in your manifesto, you are going to strengthen linkages between students and faculty staff. You are a congress of the students. You're including faculty staff here. So how are you going to do this? Including the dean, the coordinator, the chairman of the different various. How many departments do you have?
We have around 7 departments.
You know them?
Yes.
By name?
Chemistry department, biological science department, physics department, mathematics department, biomolecular and biomedical department.
So how are you going to strengthen the linkages between them?
Number one, in my mentorship sessions, I must advise the students on the way to interact. They must interact with those staff because some of them, they come from different backgrounds. Number two, if I hear a complaint about a certain staff, I'm a learned person. I must, maybe I go to that person, I talk to him or her in a friendly way and a learned way. Maybe if we can change that, the better. Yes.
Okay. So if we can change, that's the better.
Yes.
Take for instance, gentlemen and lady, you are a congress, and person X is from S18. You are a congress from S11. How will you get this person from S18 get marks?
Okay, I must bring all the class reps together under one forum, whereby they must raise issues weekly on Fridays.
Missing marks, not forums on class reps.
That's where they must collect views from their members and they forward them to me during those meetings.
And that's why I'm asking, okay, so how are you going to get, you are from S11, that's my question.
Yes.
From S8, let's be realistic, a Congress cannot, I think, is it in your jurisdiction really to get marks, missing marks, because a Congress?
Maybe you can try your level best to that's why you act as the link between the students and the faculty staff.
And the faculty staff.
Yes.
Okay, and do you know the process?
The process, yes.
Can you kindly, Mr. Assumpta, kindly give us the process of...
Okay, the process of?
Getting the missing marks. Those ones who maybe they... Okay, we can't base it that it was not in your manifesto. Perhaps you get to be the Congress. What are the processes you're going to use?
The process I'm going to use so that these people can get their missing mark. Okay. Assume that these people have a missing mark now. We have the class reps. I could urge each and every student from the class so that they can give the list to the class reps so that the class rep can forward the names of the students with the missing mark.
Okay. Anyway, it's interesting. Mr. Ogweno, you said in your last manifesto you're going to ameliorate the Wi-Fi routers within the computer labs and more. Expound on this.
Okay. The issue of ameliorate is just to upgrade. So we have our computer labs and they have the Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is not strong. So you get the computer science students, actuarial science and statistics students. We always do programs, coding. So it's just a time you have to go online and inquire more details. And you're in the computer lab. There are so many students. When it is weak, it can serve very many students who are using the.
What process are you going to use?
Okay, I'm just going to lobby and advocate for these things to happen. I know maybe there are no resources. The school might have insufficient funds to do that, but using the right channel, I know maybe you can sit down and negotiate and find a way of.
That right channel. That's what we're asking. Which right channel are you going to use?
Okay, the right channel. There are departments that are dealing with the funds thing with these things of Wi-Fi and.
Which department? Maybe as a leader, I know by now you've visited them and even interacted with them.
Okay, I've not interacted with these other departments in the Egerton University, but when I'm elected as a leader, I know it will be my responsibility to know where we can, which channel we can use to get these resources. Yeah.
Now, gentlemen and lady, assuming all the best in the elections, and now the election results are out, and maybe there must be a winner and there must be someone who must have to learn. Is anyone of you here ready to accept the outcome? Mr. Ogweno.
Okay, yes, I'll be ready to accept the outcome. You know, when we come to leadership, when you come to this vying for this post, you only have two possibilities: you either win or you lose. And I'm confident I'm going to win if comrades give me a chance to lead them. Yeah.
Mr. Sumta.
Okay. When you're going for a race, there must be two outcomes. You have to win or lose. Whichever the outcome will come, I will accept. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Shadrach.
Leadership is God-given. We know God knows our plans. If I lose, I will accept. If I win, that's well.
Okay, let me just ask this question. It has been across very many manifestos across here. And let me say maybe the Congress are there for the welfare of the students. This issue, meal cards, this issue, work study, it has been across very many manifestos. How odd do you see it that you didn't include it in your manifestos? Or are you not going to tackle on the same, on the needy students thing, on the welfare kitties? Yes, Mr. Edwin.
Okay, the issue of meal cards, once you're a Congress and the USA SGC is elected, the issue of meal card is there. So I didn't see the need of putting the issue of meal card as one of manifestos, because it is obvious when I'm elected, I'll have to be given the meal cards and I'll have to distribute them equally among my comrades. So I didn't see the reason why I should include in my manifesto. Yeah.
Yeah. How will you handle this issue, assuming you ascend as a Congress?
Okay. The issue of meal cards.
Yeah, the welfare kitty as a whole.
Okay. According to me, I'm going to. Of course, you have been given these meal cards as Congress to distribute to people. So, to distribute to comrades, my aim is to, once I've been given those meal cards, I'm going to equally distribute to the students, especially who are needy.
So, which criteria are you going to use? Which criteria are you going to use to make sure that the needy students get the meal cards? The needy people who deserve the meal cards. Okay.
In a class, you can find a student ask for a class rep that the day I have no food. Today, I have a problem with getting food. So the class rep has got good details about the students and the students. So I'm going to use my class reps, all the class reps, to at least, even before, we all know that the meal cards are given towards exams. So the class reps will already have known the people who are needy in the class. So the class rep will give me the list, at least, or else when I'm going to give those class reps the meal cards, the class reps could automatically give to those students.
Mr. Shadrach, maybe you have your own unique way of issuing meal cards and the tackling the work study.
Once I become the Hausa congressman, I will be one of the Congress people who will advocate for the release of those milk cards in maybe good time. Because you cannot say that you are hungry today and you are told to wait for next week. It can't make. Once I receive them, I must ensure that there is fair disbursement to the members of the faculty, maybe through the class reps. And I personally, I know some of them. Because for you to become the Congress, you must have interacted with so many people. And sometimes you may know some of them.
So you're going to use the class reps?
Yes, and I personally.
Everyone talked about the clubs and forums. Of course, the clubs, and you associated them with the welfare kitties. How are you going to generate funds to ensure that you have achieved this, that it's not just a manifesto for you to get ascend to power? How are you going to do this and make sure it has happened? How are you going to generate funds and the upkeeps? Okay, let me come up again. Close to everyone has talked about revival of clubs within the faculty. As we wind up, we know for a club to work, it must have funds. Of course, we have to have good leadership. How are you going to make sure you get funds? What are you going to do uniquely that your predecessor didn't do?
Okay. So one of the ways we can get funds in these clubs is one by membership registration and the semestral registration. That is one way you can get the funds. Another thing is when you organize maybe the fund days for these clubs. I think that is one of the ways you can generate some funds. Example, we have the Sabeu. Sabeu generates funds in that they give the packages. They usually give the package. They offer the packages to students who are doing statistics, actual science, and any other student that is interested in the statistical thing, the data analysis. So they get funds through offering these packages. So I think this thing can be emulated by other clubs so that they can generate enough money. Yeah.
Ms. Assumpta, your take on the same? Yeah, about the clubs.
For the clubs, I'm a member of Sabeu, and for them to get some funds, first and foremost, they have to do some registration, and also they do registration. They also teach some forums, some packages, and these students they pay for the packages. So those are some of the ways of which our clubs can get that. Our clubs can get funds.
Okay, I'll just read one or two highlights from the comment section. And the first one comes from someone called Meshak Sila. This is what he says: Balozi acha kuchallenge Assumpta bana. Wewe attachment has to do nothing with Congress. Was it in your manifesto? The attachment and internship. Was it in your manifesto?
Yes.
Yes, but I'm being told I should stop challenging you. Attachment has nothing to do with the Congress. So I don't know, is he trying to correct you or me? That's one. Maybe you'll give clarity on the same. There is someone here saying, so Shadrach is fighting drug abuse. Shadrach, you'll give insights on the same. We have someone called Alphonse Olal saying, mimi nilipata missing mark na nikambiwa nilitake. Let them tell me on the same. And then someone, Clinton Ochieng, is saying, hamjui attendance can also lead to missing marks. Kindly, Shadrach, let me start with you because yours was a straightforward question to you. That Shadrach, you're fighting, eh?
Okay, a good question. In my mentorship, you know we deal with the rising issues every day. Drug and substance abuse is one of the issues. Yes, I must deal with it and we'll try to reduce the effect which it causes to our comrades.
Okay.
Yes.
We have Daniel Dera adding another question saying, what is she saying? What if I do will make me have a missing mark? This lady, that is a comment. You'll take yours.
Come up again.
On the attachment question.
Okay, on attachment question, as I said earlier, that I'm going to work with the CODs so that the CODs can at least give us some slots from different companies. Yeah.
Okay. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wait and let the voters decide. Meanwhile, as I conclude, I have the last comment saying Shikanga, Joseph Gatimu saying Shikanga alienda kushikanga seat ya uongozi kukaa. Okay? And then the last person, Alphonse Olala, again is saying, lakini manifesto hatujui mbona tulieka. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give us each 30 seconds for a parting shot, maybe to the comrades, to your electors, those who are going to vote you come 2nd April. From my right side, Mr. Gweno.
Okay, comrades, it is the time, it is the moment we have all been waiting. Elect leaders, don't elect politicians. Elect people who are slow to anger. Don't elect people who are angered by the petty issues. I am coming and I am asking for your vote. I'm kindly requesting you vote Edwin Ogweno come 2nd April. Thank you.
Mr. Sumta.
To the comrades, come 2nd April, I'm requesting and I'm humbly requesting for your votes, and I'm sure I'm going to deliver to you guys.
And finally, Mr. Shadrach, your parting shot.
We thank God for this chance. I plead with you, comrades, please make the right decision. A leader who has worked where he is now, he or she is now. We elect leaders, not politicians. We must work, we must make that faculty work again. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was the show, Youth and Leadership, and you've heard from Mr. Gweno, Mr. Sumta, and Mr. Shadrach. They have told us what they are going to do, what they aspire to do, their aspirational force, and they have told us we have put meaning behind the manifestos. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was the Youth and Leadership Show. Till next time, thank you. I was your host, Dickens Omolo. Thank you.
We hustle.
We go through.
Access granted.
We win.
We lose.
Access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
In everything, we dust ourselves.
We are the majority.
You want to tell me just what we're dealing with here?
If you haven't guessed by now, I'll tell you who we are.
It's me. Hi.
We are the empowered youth.
On air, underground.
And this is our podcast, the EY Podcast.
Turn it